Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome, Jan.
All right. And Ms. Elfrida, if you're ready, I'm going to begin.
36th District Court, State of Michigan is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marlena Taylor is now presiding. At this time, there will be no eating, no sleeping, no talking, no gum chewing, no drinking, no smoking, no driving or riding in a vehicle, no laying down or lounging. Please keep your devices on mute until you are addressed by one of the courthouse staff. Also, keep your devices on a level surface so that your face may be seen on screen. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I'm ready.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Now calling the matter of the people versus Walter Zealous. This is ticket number P1220252. One count leave scene of accident, personal injury. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Christopher Quinn.
Mr. Quinn.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm sorry. I'm parked.
I know, but can you take like the key out or something? We can hear it like dinging. Okay, there we go.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. State your name again for the record, please.
Christopher Quinn, P69483, appearing on behalf of Mr. Zealous, who is also via Zoom.
All right, Mr. Zealous, can you state your name for the record today?
Zealous.
One more time.
Walter Zealous.
Okay. All right, this is the date and time set for a pre-trial in this particular matter. How are we proceeding in this, Mr. Quinn, Attorney Quinn?
What I'd like to see, Judge, there's two cases in front of you involving Mr. Zealous. There's this case, and then you have another one scheduled on March 29th. They involve the same parties. I don't know if the discovery is the same. I didn't get the discovery on this one. I need to get it, and I needed to both of these brought together in front of you. And I think that'd be a more efficient way to try to resolve the case. That case is on March 29th.
Is it in the morning or the afternoon?
It's in the morning, Judge. Let me double check though. Let me double check, Judge.
Okay.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the morning, I do believe.
Is it for trial?
Mr. Zealous stated it's 9 o'clock, Your Honor.
It's 9
I know,
o'clock.
but is it for a trial? Is it a trial then, a bench trial already?
No, we haven't set a trial date. I don't believe.
Usually at 9 a.m. is my bench trials. That's why I was asking, but it may be at 9 a.m. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will adjourn this matter until March 29th at 9 a.m. So that we can get both matters together at the same time. I'll set his bond at $0 personal. In the interim, Mr. Quinn, I don't know if you sent it to me last time, but please send a request for discovery for this matter as well as the other matter. I'll sign it and then we can serve it to the prosecuting attorney for the city. That way, assistant prosecuting attorney for the city, that way that they can provide you with discovery before the next court date.
Okay, very good, Judge.
Okay, do you have the email address for the court?
I'll write it down now. What is the? Can they put it in the chat?
I can. Miss Mary, can you? I'll give you both of our email addresses. But Miss Mary, can you put your email and address in the chat as well? Thank you. Okay. Anything else on this matter for today?
No, Judge.
All right. If there's nothing else, bond set at $0 personal. We'll see you back on March 29th at 9 a.m. and we'll get that way. We'll have both of the matters on the docket for that day.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. All right, Mr. Brown and Mr. Cameron Willingham.
Good morning, Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you activate your camera for me, please, Mr. Willingham?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay, there we go. All right. Now calling the matter of the people versus Cameron Willingham. This is ticket number P1055724. One count of entering a vacant dwelling without owner's written statement. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court. My name is Mark Brown. My P number is 39562. Up here on behalf of Cameron Willingham, who's also present via Zoom. We have no objection continuing via Zoom. Mr. Willingham, please state your name for the record.
Cameron Willingham.
All right. This is the time and date set for a final pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding, Mr. Brown?
I thought, Judge, last time we set this for a date for the witness to appear or not, and is that in the notes or no?
No, I was asked to give a final pretrial on, so we had a pretrial on 12/16/21, and then I was asked to have a final pretrial on this date at 8:30 a.m.
It's my understanding that the witness was supposed to appear. I didn't, that was my understanding. It's not in the file.
No, the witnesses only appear for a trial. So if you want to set this for a trial, then they'll appear, but they won't just appear for Mr. Brown. So I have a final pretrial too. I even put an F for a final pretrial.
Yes,
So.
yeah, that's why I thought it was different from just a regular pretrial.
Listen, I make little notes on my sticky notes. So I'm looking at the back of the ticket. So that that was not it, but
All right, so what do we have? What do we have in terms of dates, then, Judge? I guess.
my bench trials are being set in June right now, June 14th.
It's flagged, ain't it?
It may be.
Let me see. It is flagged. That's fine.
Okay.
At what time, Judge?
It's going to be at 9 a.m. And then the witnesses are scheduled or will have to appear that day. Mr. Willingham, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your, okay. Did you have an opportunity to speak with your attorney prior to this about your case and about your right?
Yeah.
And he's informing me that you want to have a bench trial in this matter. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of the facts. The witnesses that the police want to call need to appear via Zoom that day in order for this case to proceed forward. Is that how you want to move in this case?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to set this matter for June the 14th, 2022. That's going to be at 9 a.m. Mr. Willingham, if you have any witnesses, that's the date and time that you would have them appear via Zoom as well. I'm going to set your bond at, it's going to continue at $0 personal. And on that day, we'll resolve this matter either way. Okay.
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing further, that does conclude this hearing today. Thank you both.
Thank you. Good to see you, Judge.
Good to see you too. All right, Mr. Willingham, we'll see you back that day. Okay.
Okay.
All
Have a
right.
good day, Alfreda.
Look, she came on screen for you. You're special.
That's my girl. That's my girl. All right, everybody, have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You too. We'll see you back then.
Faulkner, are you ready on Harlan Williams? Attorney Faulkner.
I was talking away.
Okay.
He states he has 13 more tickets. More. Yes, he says he has 24 altogether. And he wants them all dismissed.
Attorney Faulkner, you are so.
Well, I'm telling the truth now.
Wait. Okay, let me look him up. Hold on.
Y'all funny.
Go.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I mean, he does have a lot more tickets. They're not on the docket because they're like in default. They're old default.
Oh, you listen to
So he
Mr.
does
Falk?
have-
Yes,
he does
ma'am.
have a lot more tickets out here.
So you can go in there and advise him of his ability and what he can try and do if he would like to get some of those tickets out of default. But the ones that are typically in default, unless they coincide with some of these tickets, can you see what year they are from, Miss Mary?
He has 2014, 2018.
Mr. Faulkner, you can go in there and talk to him about that. If they were like companion tickets with these, then I usually try and pull them out too. But if they're older tickets, then,
I understand.
okay. Thank you, Miss Mary. I appreciate that. Is that the only other person in here right now?
That's it.
Yes.
Don't look like that, Your Honor.
I'll hold my peace until we're off YouTube.
Okay. Gotcha.
You ready on Mr. Williams?
Well, as ready as I ever be, Judge.
All right.
We'll
Okay.
talk to you after you call the case.
Okay. Let me see which ones made it to the document. All right. Now calling the matter of the people versus Harlem Williams. This is ticket number P12077093. Count 1, expired plates. Count 2, no proof of insurance. Count 3, failed to secure child under 4 years old in car seat. Ticket number P11766656. Count 1, drive unregistered or untitled vehicle. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drove while license not valid or improper license. Ticket number P11766657. 1 count defective windshield. Count 2, defective or missing equipment. Count 3, failed to display a valid operator's license not on person. Ticket number P120701. Count 1, drove while unlicensed. Ticket number P11021133. 1 count drove while unlicensed. Ticket number P11129221. 1 count drove while license suspended. This is for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Paul Faulkner, representing the defendant. Your name, sir?
Harlem Williams.
Yeah, there is an offer based on the 11 tickets, and I explained that offer to my client. There's also older civil infractions that are in default, which I know the court's policy is not to set it aside. I've explained this to the client. He's not satisfied with my answers. Basically, he wants to get rid of all of them today. And here we are.
Okay. Mr. Williams, the tickets that are on the docket are from 2020, 2021, I believe. The tickets in default currently are from 2014 and 2018. That's usually a little out of the range in which I'm willing to take them out of default unless there's some extenuating circumstances or there's been a motion before to the court to do so.
They've been dismissed. I've been in court all this year, and a lot of those tickets have been already dismissed by Judge Cleta Davis. I've been served in jail and did jail time for a couple of those tickets. Yeah, and it's been 20 years.
The older tickets, they're still in the system, so.
They're not supposed to be. I've been in court at least 4 times last year, and every time with the court, she said dismissed. But I don't see none of this showing on the record. Even when I went to jail and it said jail time, nothing showed up on the record.
Well, I can only tell you what's happening according to the court records that are available to me at this point in time.
Okay, well, can I tell you that it's been 20 years and I never had a license, and I really want my license. Like if I could, I would just leave Detroit. If y'all could just leave me alone and let me live my life. I lost jobs and everything. I lost jobs at casino. I've lost jobs dealing with the customs, all because of these tickets. And I'm not a bad driver.
But you don't have a license, so you can't drive.
I couldn't acquire my license because when I first got pulled over, they gave me 5 tickets and driver responsibility fees attached to them. And I was never able to afford to pay that. And so I kept getting tickets right on top of those, and it never stopped.
Because you kept driving. Like I understand the frustration.
How would I even pay for the tickets that you were trying to make me pay for if I didn't drive to work? My thing is like, it's a hindrance of my life. So I'm trying to get this situated so I'll be able to get my license and do it the right way.
So they're offering you something today so that you can take care of at least these tickets.
I want to take care of them all. I heard they offer me something every time I go to court, but it never gets me nowhere. I go right back to court and y'all bring up the same tickets.
Well, these are only the tickets that are open. Miss Mary, are these the tickets that remain open at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So the rest of the things are just fees that you have to pay. Now, like I said, I'm sure Attorney Faulkner advised you, there's a way to go about it if you do want those to be reheard, because it sounds like they may be in default. And so since they're older, I'm not going to touch them and take them out of default unless there's some motion that's put forth. And that's something that you can actually do yourself. but I can't give legal advice. So I can only tell you that you can do it yourself. But with the tickets that we're handling today, I'm sure Attorney Faulkner explained to you the offer that's out there at this point in time. This will close out at least this group of tickets with the pleading to the 3 tickets that are before this court today. And as far as driver's responsibility fees, I don't think they do those anymore. There is a
I know,
SOS.
but I was hindered for 10 years because of those. But yeah, they don't do them no more. But it took them 10 years of my life.
Mr. Williams, there are things called decisions, right?
Called
So
what?
when you make those decisions, choices,
Right.
things that
I
you
had a
decide.
permit when they first pulled me over. They were supposed to give me a totally different type of ticket, but they didn't. They gave me tickets that access the most fees.
Mr. Williams, I've been sitting on this bench for less than a year. I didn't give you those tickets.
I didn't say you did.
Officer who stopped, Mr. Williams, don't argue back with me, please. See, this is the concern that we have. I'm one of the judges who will actually work with you and try and figure all this out, but I just can't throw things out because it's been tough. You have to take accountability for this. You've already said that you continue to drive, and I understand your reasons for it. You didn't want to
I
get
went to jail for
hold on,
it.
Mr. Williams.
Hold on, Mr. Williams, Mr. Williams. You can't cut the judge off. You have to hear her out, sir.
All right. So the thing is that although you've opted to do that because you didn't want to take the bus, that's fine. I understand a lot of people don't want to take the bus. I get it. But you've made those decisions to keep driving, so you acquired all these tickets. Now we can try and dispose of a great number of those tickets today, but it's up to you and it's your decision. I'm not just going to throw them all out because now you want to get back on track. I understand that. I'll work with you. I'll try and, assess as minimal fees as we possibly can assess at this point in time so that you don't have to just keep struggling to pay them back. But every time you decide and make the decision to get into a vehicle and drive, there's the possibility that you may get pulled over by the police, and there's nothing that I can do about that because that's the decision that you're making. And so I know it makes it difficult. I know it makes it strenuous because now you got to try and figure all these things out. And so the best thing that we can do is either you take this offer today or you have the option of asking for a bench trial where we see if the officers show up on these tickets so that you can dispute them, or you can ask for a jury trial. Now, our building isn't currently having jury trials, but for traffic matters, but as soon as they're able to do so, the court will set it for that type of trial. Those are your options for today, to take advantage of the offer, to ask for a bench trial, or to do a jury trial. That's the best that we can do in this particular matter, coming short of a reason that we can't just dismiss them and let them all go. Now, the ones that are in default don't necessarily accumulate sometimes to you having to be paid right now. They're already in default. But Mr. Faulkner, I'm sure explained to you your options in those matters too as well. They are older tickets, but you can always try and see what can be done on those particular matters as well. But those are your options for today. So it's up to you. If you need some more time to think about it, another option is I can set this for one more pre-trial, because I set it for a pre-trial back on November the 19th. So I can set it for one more pre-trial in these tickets so that you can have the opportunity to kind of think and decide what you want to do. But other than that, those are your options, Mr. Williams.
Okay. What about this? Okay, what would I have to do in order to go and apply for my license next week?
So you would have to pay off any costs and fines. If there are any Secretary of State office fees or fines on any of the tickets open, you would have to pay. Those all have to be paid off in order for you to apply for your license. So it would just be, and it's mostly those fees to the Secretary of State's office, because those, I don't know how many you have. I can try and figure out how many you have that would have to be paid back. And that's a place that we can start. Miss Mary, can you look and see, I know it may take you a moment. Can you look and see how many SOS fees he has? Give me 1 second.
Johnny has 40.
You said 40 of them?
Yes.
That wouldn't be just for Detroit, would it?
Yes,
Or is
that's
it?
just for ours.
Wow.
That's just for our tickets.
Is John nearby or no?
I can contact them for you, Your Honor.
Can you contact him for me?
Yes, I will.
All right, hold tight.
You would think I was a criminal. You would think I was actually out here committing crimes.
Mr. Williams, it is a crime. Let me tell you, when you decide, and I'm going to say it again, when you decide to get into a vehicle without the proper licensing, you are not allowed to do so on the state of Michigan roads. You're probably not allowed to do so on a lot of roads. So you make that choice and decision. It's not about you necessarily being a criminal. It's about you following rules. There are rules put into place for a reason. And I know
Mhm.
sometimes it gets frustrating
You
because
talking about the rules?
mess up early in, if you mess up early in the beginning, then it is hard to recover. But these are like the decision that you make every day when you say, instead of getting on a bus, you know how many times I got on a bus? A lot, because I didn't have a license or a vehicle or car insurance. So when you make those decisions, I had to listen. And I know it's not fun sometimes to get on the bus, to get up early, extra early, a couple of hours early to be able to make it to where you need to make it. But I knew that I couldn't drive a vehicle, because if I drove that vehicle, then I may get into issues and not be able to drive the vehicle. Then I might get caught by the police, and then I might have to have these issues. But it's that decision and that choice. And so if you hold tight, I'm going to talk to the prosecutor with the defense attorney and see if there's anything that can be done in this matter. But it can't just all go away, because see, the mistake is that if these were super, super old tickets and that's all you had, okay, let's figure this out. But you continue to do it. September 2020, August 2020, May 30th, 2021, March 15th, 2021. So it's a conscious decision and effort that whatever y'all say, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And when you do what you want to do, this is the result. So now be patient. I'm going to talk with the defense attorney, and we're going to talk with the prosecuting attorney, and we're going to see if there's anything that can be done in this matter for you. So just hold tight.
On his way, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I do have John in the courtroom.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you sign in so I can go to a breakout room with you and Mr. Faulkner, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Mary, can you put us all in breakout room number 1, please? I'm gonna join it right now. Join 1.
Okay, Your Honor.
Right. Mr. Williams, Mr. Faulkner is just going to talk to you for a moment in the breakout room. So go back to room number 2 and he's going to join you in room number 2 if you can. You know how to get back? Okay.
How do I get back?
It should be a button, swipe to your right, and you should see join room. Did you see join room at the bottom?
Nope.
Okay. We may need to move him to another room. Move him to 3 and move Mr. Faulkner to 3 too. That way it'll pop back up on his screen.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay. Did it see you join, Mr. Williams? Yeah, okay. All right. All right. All right. Miss Alfreda, you with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Want to make sure we're going to call this matter back on the record. Back on the record of the matter of the people versus Harlan Williams. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Paul Faulkner representing the defendant. Your name, sir?
Harlan Williams.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williams. What's your decision for today? How do you want to move forward?
I could plead guilty.
Okay.
To whatever.
Okay. So did we come up with what he was going to plead guilty to?
Well, the misdemeanor,
Okay.
the unregistered motor vehicle with the seatbelt, and the other two that were on the file are offered to be dismissed.
Okay. Is that right, Mr. Gillis?
We're doing the misdemeanors. We can dismiss the seatbelt ticket, so he's just pleading it too.
Okay. Are they two pleas of responsible? Let me check.
One responsible and one guilty.
Okay. Okay. This one. And then
Pretrial.
I think Mr. Gillis wanted 2 misdemeanors. No civil infractions.
well, okay. So, Mr. Gillis, on my offer, I have the drive unregistered or untitled vehicle, which is 0 points. I also have a no insurance misdemeanor and a drove while license not valid or improper license on that same ticket. Can we do count 2 as improper plates? Dismiss count 3?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Williams, the offer today is that the ticket, one of the tickets on March the 15th, 2021, where it was drive unregistered or untitled vehicle, no insurance misdemeanor, drove while license not valid or improper. Count 1, you will plea as charged. This is 0 points, non-instructable to the Secretary of State's office. Count 2 will be amended to improper plates, which is 0 points as well. Count 3 would just be dismissed, as well as all the remaining counts will be dismissed that are on this record for today. Is that how you want to proceed, Mr. Williams?
Okay, so that's leaves me with how many tickets?
2 tickets. And then
Okay.
you would plead the 2 tickets, and the rest of the tickets on the docket for today, just the ones on the docket for today, will be dismissed. You understand that, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So if so, can you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Williams, did you have an opportunity to talk to an attorney in private today about your case and about your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty, sir?
Yes.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea today, that you're going to give up any rights that you may have had to have a trial in the future?
Yes.
Understanding all of that, did you still want to move forward with this plea today?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Williams, I'm going to take you back to the date of March the 15th of 2021. Were you in the area of Grand River and Stanley Streets in the city of Detroit driving a Chevy vehicle?
Yes.
And while you were driving that vehicle, was that car unregistered at that time?
Yes.
And also, did it not have any car insurance on it?
No, it didn't.
All right. Satisfied, Attorney Faulkner?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
And is there a stipulation for probable cause on the remaining counts to be dismissed?
So stipulate.
So at this time, the court is going to enter a plea to count 1 on ticket P1176656 as charged. Count 2 amended to improper plate on that ticket. Count 3 will be dismissed, as well as ticket number P1207093 dismissed in its entirety. Ticket P1112921, one count is going to be dismissed in its entirety, that ticket. Ticket P1102133, that ticket dismissed. Ticket P1176657, that ticket dismissed. And ticket number P1207101, that ticket will be dismissed as well. Mr. Williams, I heard your plea and your cry. I'm not going to assess any more fees at this point in time. So I'm going to waive your cost and fees on that. But that's because you have a ton of SOS fees that you got to pay. And I'm sorry, there are a lot of them. You probably don't want to make your appointment at the Secretary of State's office until you get those paid. Do you have any way that you can start paying on those?
They don't have a payment plan or nothing?
They do. They have payment plans. So what I would suggest to you is that you have to typically have a certain amount of money to put down. I would call to or come down if you have some time to the building. They are open on the first floor and see what type of payment plan you can work out to start paying back some of these costs and to pay back those Secretary of State's fees. I didn't charge any additional. That means that there's no fines on these tickets, okay? No fine. But those Secretary of State fees and your default tickets, you are going to have to find a way to start making a down payment and start paying those back so that you can get in compliance and get your license, okay? And ask them, are there any programs? I'm not aware of any programs, but sometimes people know stuff about programs that may be able to assist you in this quest, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so waive the cost and fines. You took a plea to those 2 counts today. So you got to work on, in order to get your license, you got to work on getting those costs and fees down, okay, Mr. Williams?
Yes. How much is that there, those 2 tickets? How
I
much
told
do
you
I
I'll
owe?
waive the cost and fines for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm trying to work with you, Mr. Williams. I know this is frustrating because once you get in the hole, you get in the hole and it's a lot. But you got to take some accountability for some of this stuff, right? Because that's
Yes.
what we have to do, okay? So I heard your plea. I heard your cry. I'm not going to assess any additional money. So I waive the cost and fines on these 2 tickets. But you gotta, if you want your license back, you gotta start making some efforts towards paying. And look up yourself, see if there are any programs in the city of Detroit that will help you pay down court, ticket costs and fees. I don't know everything. I'm not the end all be all. Run into a program that can help you, okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing further though, this concludes this hearing. You just need to start working on paying back those SOS fees. And the rest of the tickets. So you pled to the 2, but the rest of them have been dismissed. So you should be all good for the city of Detroit. Now, I don't know about any other cities, okay? This just took care of the city of Detroit, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You got any more questions, Mr. Williams?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right. Now, if you don't have anything further, this concludes this hearing and good luck to you, sir. Like I said, try and come down, start making a payment plan, start looking up programs possibly that may be able to help you, especially because there are assistance sometimes that we don't even know about that can help you try and pay down some of these court costs and fees that you owe from backdated, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If there's nothing further, you have a good day, Mr. Williams, okay?
You too. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, you can take us off YouTube Live.